Hello, I'm Luke. I'm one of the technical SEOs at Salient Search Marketing, and in this video I'm just going to run through Hreflang tags. So I'll just cover what they are, some of the uses for them basically, and how they fit in to your wider international strategy. So in like its simplest form, a Hreflang tag, like many of the things that we cover in these videos, is literally just like a snippet of code. So the snippet of code sits within the head of web pages HTML, and that indicates the search engine what region or what language that you want to target. So this is part of like a wider international strategy. There's other things that you need to do in order to make sure that you're going to rank in particular regions, but this is just sort of one of those things in the toolbox basically. So I've sort of knocked up a few examples of Hreflang tags on the screen. So you got like basically two types of them. So you got like Hreflang tags for language targeting, and they look like this. So they've got, your rel equals alternate, basically indicating there's an alternate version of this page as in a different language in this case, or a different region potentially. And then you got a href link. So like all links, they'll be in this href sort of tag. So here this is obviously an example that we've knocked up, not the most imaginative one, albeit. And then you've got the hreflang part of the tag. Now this is probably the most sort of important bit that we're going to look at today. So this bit sort of indicates what language or region that you want to target. So as we can see, this one's EN, so we're going to target English, FR, French, and Italian, German, Spanish, Chinese. So that sort of indicates the language that we're looking to target. Obviously, you want your pages translated to those languages, otherwise you're not going to rank in those countries. It's as simple as that. There's also Hreflang tags for regional targeting. So if your website is looking to rank in the US and you're UK based, and all your content is in English, or maybe you've got different shipping suppliers, for example, then you'd want to target particular regions. Obviously, content may differ as well. For news sites in particular, the news content that you'll have on there will be different from the regions. So you'd use these tags. So here's an example of one we've got here. So EN, the first part of the tag, again, so indicates the language. So we've got English again, and then GB. So we're saying we want to target British users that speak English. Same here, English speakers within the US, and then Australia and Canadian users that both speak English. We could change this. So depending on this first part of the tag, that'll dictate what language we're going to target. So for example, if that was FR, we'd be targeting French speakers in Canada. So it could be potentially sort of a big market for you if you are, looking to promote your content that is in French in Canada. So it is another sort of live example of Hreflang tags, and this is quite an extreme one. So it's on the Dr. Martens website. Of course, it's a massive brand. They ship to pretty much all countries by the looks of it. And so they've got like lots of different pages for those countries and regions. So you can see here they've got like a Dutch page, and they're targeting Dutch speakers in Holland, and then they've also got like English speakers in France, so the EN and then FR, so obviously the first part of the tag dictating the language. If you are looking to test Hreflang, there's a few different ways to do it. The way I usually do is using Screaming Frog. There's also a free tool out there on the technicalseo.com website, which is quite handy. All you have to do with that is just add in the URL you want to look at, select the user agent and hit test URL. This will flag up any issues. And one important thing to know with Hreflang tags, if you are sort of linking with a Hreflang tag to one URL, you must link back. So there's got to interlink, and this will test that and spot them. So for example, the Australian one here doesn't link back to